Weekly update for Friday, March 8th, 2019. And just a reminder that the really effing flimsy postcard from hell #1 is ongoing. The Kickstarter is ongoing even as we speak, with about 9 days to go. And that's the really effing flimsy postcard from hell. And then we've got the more substantial, for rich people, effing flimsy postcard from hell, pretty much guaranteed to arrive bent to hell in your mailbox. But this one will have the plastic sleeve and the backing board. These really are pretty nifty. Rolly found these online through Amazon, and just like with a comic book, there you go, keeping your postcard from hell #1 in mint condition. The other thing that I wanted to talk about this week, people do ask reasonably frequently, so how's the strange death of Alex Raymond coming along? The last time during last month's chat with Matt Dow here at A Moment of Cerebus, and I wanted to show you, okay, here's the reason that that this tends to go more slowly than anybody would want it to go. Here's the first prototype of The Strange Death of Alex Raymond with the new cover on it, and you can see here there are streaks that I've put in on a blue line, inking them in black, and then telling Sean to burn them to white. And he burned them to white, sort of compatible with the halftone flesh color. And I looked at it and I thought, actually, that looks pretty cool. I don't know if I want to go with that, but I definitely want to see what the streaks would look like in actual white. I mean, bone white. So just to give you an idea, then we went to the next stage prototype where, yeah, I think that's what I want. Is you can see the white streaks are now there in white, bone white, and little white highlights in Alex Raymond's eyeballs, enhancing the terror on his face. And so I decided that I wanted that, but then I also thought not all of the streaks and the highlights in his hairline, I think, should be bone white. I like the effect that Sean came up with of, as I say, doing it in a sort of compatible with the flesh color white. So now I'm trying to figure out how many of these streaks are going to be this way in the flesh colored white, and how many we're going to leave bone white. But because I only go up to Studio Comics Press at the Frederick Street Mall once a week on Monday, depending on when the corrected files come in, depending on when they have a chance to actually print the material, that's how long it's going to take for me to see it. And when something like this happens, where I go, I'm not really sure what it is that I'm going to do now, but I'm going to have to do some thinking on it. That's another week each time that I do that. In addition, I also, looking at this first prototype, I was looking at the margins on the pages and going, once we're past the magazine size, and to give you an idea what size it's going to be, I've got a magazine backing board here, so you can see that here's what a Let me just widen the shot here a bit. Here's what a magazine backing board beside the prototype looks like. You can see that it's slightly narrower, so more comic book proportions, narrower and taller, just about like that, maybe half an inch. I went, well, once you're doing that, when you're past comic book size and you're past magazine size, I don't think you need as wide a white margin around the page as you would traditionally have. So what I did, whoops, those are my notes that are going to be auctioned with the prototype when we get to the auction stage on that. So what I wanted Sean to do, I said, was okay, I want to do narrower margins and more artwork. So let's walk it out and do 2 prototypes, one with an additional 1/4 inch all the way around on the borders, and one with maybe more than 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch. And I think that we're looking for the Goldilocks spots, so I think that's going to be 2 narrow borders and hopefully perfect borders, but I'm not sure which one is going to be which. So that, unfortunately, because it was very difficult to explain by facts, meant that this became a giant size Strange Death of Alex Raymond. Just to compare it there, Sean expanded it, but he expanded the actual size of the book as well. So we have a very interesting Papa Burger size of Strange Death of Alex Raymond prototype now. Actually 2 copies of that, and that will be auctioned, but now I gotta wait for a prototype where it's no, what I'm looking for is this size. I don't want the size of the book itself expanded, but I want the size of the artwork on the page expanded. So that's the situation with that. Now that when I was explaining it to Matt Dow at the beginning of last month, and there you go, it was the beginning of last month, was well, this is what we need to do. I'm waiting for the prototype to look the way that it's supposed to look, and it's a month later, and we're still just correcting the technical problems on the prototypes, so that I get a prototype that looks like this and has the white streaks on it and has the borders on the pages diminished, so that you're getting more artwork for your money. So long, complicated explanation there, but when you're asking, okay, what is happening with the Strange Death of Alex Raymond, those are the actual answers, which is I have to see a prototype that looks like, okay, this is what I want the Strange Death of Alex Raymond Volume 1 to look like. Don't have any more corrections that I have to make on it, and the next step is then going out to IDW and figuring out, okay, when are we going to schedule this, how are we going to promote this, and that'll be a number of months after that point. The solicitation period is pretty close to 3 or 4 months to do properly through Diamond. So just to emphasize exactly how complicated this gets, I'm going to continue this next week with a description of the back cover of Strange Death of Alex Raymond. And Hope we'll see a bunch of you then.